Beep boop. Oh shoot, I forgot to change my stream name. Where is it? View, docs, stream information, session 5.
Is it really only 5?
It's only 5.
Wow.
And streaming. Hello, the internet, and welcome to another session of the Darkened Sky. Thank you, my party mates, for ruining my intro, as is our tradition now. So we are returning back to the Darkened Sky. We'll do a brief world recap, go into characters, then do a plot recap for what happened last time, and then be on our way. Again, for those who either do or do not know or want a refresher or don't, here it is. We find ourselves in the world of Deus, where the gods live amongst us. Gods are concepts, and concepts are gods. They live as stars within the sky and descend to the earth to live among us. For those who would like a visual picture of our gods, imagine a cutout from reality filled with what the god represents. So if you're looking at nature, it would be an enormous cutout amongst the sky. Whatever angle you look at it, you can see aspects of nature regardless of what background it's on, within the shape of a rough humanoid. Yeah, I just think that's pretty. Now, it is those who experience on Dais give power through that experience to the gods, and the gods in turn power those experiences. So the god of nature excels as nature is experienced, as sentient forms walk through nature and appreciate nature. That understanding and perception of nature is transmitted into deific energy, which then powers nature, the god of nature. And the god of nature can then in turn come down and give back power to nature, emboldening and empowering it to be stronger. So it is a back and forth network of what's the word? Not reciprocity, but the idea of in a system when it keeps building back and forth.
Reciprocal.
Yeah, no, there's a word for it in like power.
Positive or negative feedback?
Positive feedback loop. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a positive feedback system. And all was well in the world, and our 5 heroes in this story were amongst the greats. They were devotees of their gods, each of them doing what they believed was necessary and right in the eyes of their god, and their god then bestowing upon them these powers. Until the war. 3 years ago, war broke out across the world, and 6 months after that, the god of war began slaying the other gods. Within a matter of weeks or months, all the gods were slain, their stars winking out of existence. The things that connected the gods to the people, the experiences, had no luster. People did not feel love as deeply or hate as vehemently. The trees were not as green, the grass did not grow as tall. Food existed but was lackluster. There just was, it felt as though mediocrity prevailed over all, and everyone was left in a constant state of milieu, existential dread, of the concept that nothing will change and it is permanently the fields of asphodel, actually, is what it feels like, if anyone's familiar with Greek mythology. The idea of just most people in Greek mythology, when they die, are put in the fields of asphodel, where you just stand for eternity. There is nothing. It's just, you're there. Kind of the concept of purgatory, as opposed to the pits of Tartarus, which are akin to Christian hell, and the fields of Elysium, which is kind of like heaven, where you just go, you live, it's great. And then, I'm just talking about Greek mythology now, but I love Greek mythology.
Nerd!
Thanks. Yes, let me get back to my Dungeons & Dragons game that I wrote myself in a world I created in my own mind. Thank you, I was getting a bit too nerdy there. So with the gods all dead, all hope was lost. Until our 5 adventurers stumbled across one another, tracked down a war priest, and discovered the godling of hope. The fragment of the god that was that still remains after war slew it. And have been shielding and protecting this godling since. And in shielding and protecting it, they have learned that hope can be restored to the people by just showing. And you've traveled around and arrived in the bastion, the Geminite bastion, where you have been helping the common folk with their deeds, with what needs be done. And I would like... actually, I'll get to the first roll of the night in a little bit. Let's figure out what it is we want everyone to talk about just to kind of get into character and figure out who you are. And I like the... Oh, you have another one, Reed?
Yeah, I thought of this.
Okay.
So we've been doing everything that's all focused on like the how we came into our gods, the cool things that we've done in the world. But I want to ask us stuff that's like more just the character and away from the god. So I want everyone to describe their most embarrassing moment not related to the gods. And I actually did not think up an idea for this one yet, so if anyone else has one, you can feel free to go first.
And I would like it to be in your life prime.
In your life what?
Prime. Before the fall. So we have the happy time and the dark time. I want this to be in the happy time. And then I'll think of a foil for the dark time.
Y'all gotta start pitching these, like putting them into our group chat earlier.
Right,
So
like
we
at
can,
least
think about them a
24
little bit.
hours,
No.
right?
Y'all need to pick up your improv.
Josh, you don't have to do shit for this. You
Okay,
have as much time as you want to prep.
Yeah, I'm
we
pretty
all have
sure
to
we gave
fucking
you the
ban.
better part of a year to prep.
Guys, I've got mine.
Yeah. Reed's
So-
got one.
So I'm also the one who came up with the prompt, so I gotta be fair and point that out.
No,
Yeah, so fuck
don't.
you, Josh.
Support me.
So we see Bronson is in the middle of the snowy woods. He's got a long bow out. It looks like he's about to notch an arrow as he sees a young buck off in the distance. And he steps forward, and then immediately a rope tightens around the leg he just put out and slings him up. And you might think that, like, oh, that's not that bad. It's just a trap that he stumbled upon.
Oh, he
But
laid it, didn't he?
we see Bronson just kind of taking a deep breath and says, "Damn it, how did I forget about my own trap?" And he stays there for a couple of hours until a couple other men from his tribe stumble upon him and just point and laugh.
And bring him food, but leave him there until sundown. Yes.
I'll go. So we flash back to Anai again in this mystical. Not everything's just slightly out of focus, and Anai is sitting out painting a beautiful scene again, and we see the same young beautiful dwarf that that we saw last week. That we know is her clear affection, and Anai's painting the landscape, and the young dwarf walks over and says, "Hey, Anai, what you painting?" And Anai gets super flustered and throws up her arms, and in doing so gets paint all over her, but doesn't realize it right away. And then she takes her brush and's like, nothing, and just starts twirling her brush into her long blonde hair. You realize her hair's not blue yet, but it's becoming blue as she's twirling her paintbrush into her hair. And the young dwarf is like just painting some clouds, it seems. She's like yeah, just the sky and whatnot. It's like, yeah, I mean, seems like your hair's turned a little blue. Anaya looks over and sees the paintbrush, mortified. It's like, yes, I meant to do this. Pulls out her paint and just pours it on her head and runs away.
That's a cute one. I like that one. Anyone else want to give it a go?
Yeah. You see younger Rurik, can't be any older than 15, 16 years old, sitting at a dinner table with the family, talking about how he's excited to hit the road tomorrow and start exploring, live his own life. He's going to see the world. Flash forward a day, you see him walking, waving to his parents with a pack on his back. Night falls, he makes camp. He's, starting to get comfortable, life on the road, fending for himself, no one else around. He hears a little snap of a twig behind him. He jumps. What was that? He's scared. He hides, steps away from camp, hides in a bush. Here's another snap. What was that? A deer walks by. Oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I'm not ready. It's a big world out here. You see him walk back into the front door of his home, sit back down at the dinner table, warm, comfortable, the love of his family around him. This is nice.
I said embarrassing, not nice. God.
It can be embarrassing and nice.
I'm actually more interested in embarrassing and nice because I'm going to do stuff with it in a second.
I got one. So, Betsy Sundry was only, I don't know, 20 to 40 years old. Gnomish age is different than human age. So she was still pretty young. And a festival was going to happen very soon within the village she was living in. So everyone was preparing things. There was an air of excitement, and there's a big traditional dance that happens at the ceremony. So Betsy Sundry was walking along with one of her close friends, and this slightly taller than normal, but still gnomish-sized gnome comes over, strodes up to the pair of them, flowers in hand, and puts them right in front of Betsy Sundry. And he says, "Oh, Betsy, you look lovely this evening. Would you care to join me for a dance?" Betsy kind of just looks up. She says, "Oh, yeah, I know how to dance. I can join you." And the flowers are still being held out. He kind of pushes them towards her. She looks down at them, back up at him. Advance later. Yeah, that sounds good. He pushes the flowers a little bit closer and tries to grin in a very endearing way. Betsy's friend kind of jabs her in the side. Take the flowers. So Betsy does take the flowers. She still stares up at this rather tallish gnome. The tallish gnome then says, "Would you care to join me before the festivities start? Maybe we could take a walk." Betsy just kind of looks at him. "I mean, we could." Her friend jabs her in the side again. "Betsy, he's trying to hang out with you. Go with him." So Betsy Sundry eventually, flowers not held up to be nice and proper. She kind of has them at her side and they just bop against her leg as they're facing downward. And she talks about the blandest things. She talks about what she ate for breakfast. She talks about the work she has to do tomorrow. After an hour of walking, the tallish gnome who presented these flowers is rubbing his temples. He realized Betsy Sundry has no interest in any sort of flirtation. She has no interest in any sort of long-term commitment. All she does is just talk about the present and the future, and he is just losing his mind. He takes a deep breath and says, "Okay, Betsy, I'm going to ready myself up, and I'll see you on the dance floor." Betsy looks up at him, flowers pointing downward by her legs at her side. Okay, and she just walks away. No hint of a kiss, no hint of an embrace. Only thinking about business, business, business.
Is this working?
The night goes terribly, and she gets a stern talking to from her close friend on the concept of flirtation. Betsy Sundry does not understand flirtation at all. It goes right over her head. It's as though she just isn't interested.
Well, that may have to do with the height thing.
Oh, over her head. Ha ha ha.
Get the fuck out.
Griswold, you got one?
Yeah, enough. So this takes place shortly after Griswold was enlisted by his pirate crew to join them and be one of them. And, well, it was his first battle. He had never been truly in battle before. When his ship was taken over, it was not much of a contest at all, but this ship appeared to be fighting back, and he decided to take somewhat of initiative and actually did surprisingly well in the battle. That is, right up until the very end, where a bit of smoke went up his nose, and he just happened to sneeze at the same time as he shit himself.
Oh my god.
He was made fun of for quite a while, but he grew out of it and managed to do quite well. But he never quite lived down the epic snart that he had done.
So these are all memories in the past. Embarrassing but good, the kind you chuckle at in your history. But after the world changed, after the gods died, looking back on your joy did more harm than good. More of a pang of missing than a joy of remembering. One day when Bronson, having lost his family, whether they were dead or just missing, he doesn't even know, was wandering through the wastes, trying to stay alive, doing what came naturally to him. He heard his trap go off. He rounds the bend and he sees he caught a hare hanging from its leg from the trap in the air. He looks at it and remembers when he had once done that, and that it was a joyous time. But instead of reveling in that joy, he cut the throat of the rabbit, prepared it for dinner, and thought no more about it. One day, when Anai was fed up with her meetings and trying to convince the members in the Citadel that action was needed, that you needed to protect and not just wait, not hide but reach out, she broke free from the rooms, climbed to the tallest tower, set up her easel, and started to paint the sunset. Beautiful blues and reds. And while she was painting the darkest part of the sky, the door behind her burst open, and it was one of the other council members who yelled at her that she needed to return. and said, "What are you painting? We have things to do." And the phrasing, the idea of the blue paint and the question about what you're painting harkens you back to this fuzz that something was once good, but you don't even have it anymore. It's gone. You packed up your easel and you returned to the war room, even more upset than before. Rorik, as you were traveling, trying to stay alive, trying to keep those starving from death, you were setting up your camp. You finally felt the closest thing to comfortable, and you heard the snap of a twig. And you heard it, and you chuckled to yourself because you remembered the deer that frightened you once as a child. And then a band of ruffians popped from the woods and tried to kill you. You managed to fend them off, killed a few, and sent the rest running. It wasn't the joking, loving memory of your childhood of a little bit spooky. It was the real world where death actually is around every corner. Sundry, you have found yourself fairly useless since you've lost your touch with the future. And you've been trying to make yourself useful. You are respected for what you've done in the past, but you really started to feel as though your time in the Citadel was mostly a front. And you thought that people were starting to figure that out. Especially the one day that you showed up on time and asked what it was you could do to help at the war meeting, and everyone in the room looked a little shocked you'd arrived. In fact, you remember Anai kind of looking away, and the leader of the room at the time said, yes, Sundry, could you take the flowers to the cemetery? We need you there for the mourners who will be visiting." And just this request to take the flowers, you remembered a time where you understood so much less, and yet you felt so much more in control, even though you were flustered beyond belief, but at least then you knew who you were and what you could do. And begrudgingly, you took the flowers, and this time you did not hang them by your side, but you carried them because people needed them. And Griswold, abandoned on your island, your two semi-dead friends at your side, you were having a rousing conversation about what it is what was more important, whether it was the mother of pearl from inside the clams or the pearl itself that came up in every one. Because of course, what were your skeletons' names? I'm sorry, I don't remember their names.
Hold on. Fuck me.
It's fine if you can't find it.
Fuck me, that's some weird skeleton names.
I don't know. I have it somewhere.
All right.
Fuck. I don't know where I put it.
That's all right. But of course, your skeletons were all
Kendrick and Orson.
Kendrick and Orson, thank you. Kendrick was arguing that it was the pearls, of course, that were more important because they're rarer. Meanwhile, Orson was saying, of course not. We have more mother of pearl. We like it. It's shiny. It's just as nice. And it comes more often. Look how much we have. And the argument was getting pretty heated. And you kind of lost track of where you were sitting near your fire that you were making. And the smell of smoke went up your nose. And you remember this time, and you immediately checked your pants. And you were fine. Just a reminder that this isn't then, but this is now. Kendrick and Orson are with you, but they're not the same. They're a little bit more annoying than they were before. And we arrive back in the Geminite Bastion. What's up?
I have a quick question on Denali's flashback. are Kendrick and Orson actually like somewhat alive, or are they dead? And this is just what Griswold is imagining.
Oh no, those are their skeletons that Griswold had animated in the night they died, the night he was shattered on the island. Griswold did something. Griswold doesn't know what it is, but their skeletons crawled out from inside their bodies. And that is Kendrick and Orson, and that's who he's had. Griswold probably doesn't think about it, but Griswold isn't even positive they were dead before he did it.
I think what he's asking is, were they actually talking, or was that me talking to myself?
Oh, they
Yeah,
can't
like,
speak.
If this was a camera work, or is like we hear Orson and the other one talking, and we see it from over his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
and
so it snaps out, and it's just
see them
Griswold
as-
arguing both sides.
Yeah.
No, the bigger pearl is better. No, the smaller pearl is better.
Like full golem, but like accented
Yes.
by two skeletons sitting next to this fire as
Right.
well.
As opposed to the dilation of the pupil.
Right. It's just like as like we're focusing from Griswold's point of view and their people, but then we zoom out and it's just
Right.
skeletons.
And of course, from the
Like we
from
pan
there,
behind his head.
once you
and there's
get it
skeleton.
coming from Griswold, that's when the camera pans up, and it's just an island with no other movement in the middle of the ocean with nothing else.
Yeah. Probably like come from around his head. So like on one side of him, he's making this fire and gets the smoke up in him, and we pan behind his head, behind the smoke, and then we see the skeleton sitting there as we then pan out.
Also, can we hear? No.
Cool.
I'd like to point out y'all were saying that I don't have to do anything for this, so I decided to do something for all of you. So take that, y'all whiners.
Yeah, you still had enough. You had more to go off of than we do. So fuck you.
Yeah. But I had to do 5.
Yeah, you still had more to go off of than we did. We got
Whatever.
dropped in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, you made me a canoe. I'll paddle it.
Gosh.
So when we left, we had been given a couple of things
Oh,
that
actually,
we could do.
Before we do the recap, can everybody please roll insight for me?
Is it regards to somebody lying?
Yes.
Okay, take the 19.
Okay.
Do you have advantage on people lying?
Yes.
So, I ask this now, and I'm going to bring this up now. You all need to say when you are rolling insight. Because if I am going to say it, I'll betray that something may or may not be truthful. So I'm not going to request insight rolls. You guys need to say when you want to do it. I say that now.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Other thing you could include is a passive insight. Similar to a passive perception versus stealth, have a passive insight versus deception.
Yes, I was. So last week I was trying to roleplay sketchy.
Right.
And you all felt it and ignored it.
Yes. But that is a point of if the passive insight's strong enough, you can say you should roll insight here.
Okay.
That way, like, it doesn't feel like you're spoon feeding things to us, but at the same time, it's like
I can still be helpful.
It's something is like you're supposed to be ticked off here that something's going on. Give me an insight roll.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna whisper with Anai real quick. Anai. So, and you were the one actually talking last time too. But something about the councilman who spoke with you is absolutely off.
That would have been. Give me a moment. Counselor Tenbor?
Yes, Counselor Tenbor.
In what manner is off? Like,
he was really gung-ho about getting you to go and kill someone.
yeah. Did the crowd seem behind him in that, or
Yeah.
okay?
But as a leader, he felt way too interested, and he was very excited that you all agreed immediately, and then left without saying a word. And he seemed like he had somewhere to go, even though everything that was happening was here.
Cool.
Something is really, really off about it.
Thank you.
It's fine. Though we have something to do, Zuba.
So we can recap
have
the
something to
specifics of what
watch.
happened last week.
Oh, One Piece.
So
I have a question real fast. Should I count nat 20s and nat 1s if they're an advantage or disadvantage?
no. Count just
Okay.
the ones that are acted upon.
Cool.
Well, if a nat 20 is an advantage, count it.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
but if a nat 20 shows up in disadvantage,
No.
Okay, cool.
So last week, a few things happened. We addressed the plagued farm, and Hope actually just used its power to cure the farm of the disease. We finished the quest line to receive the cup, aiding all of the members of the tavern in order to assuage the 100 gold debt. We addressed the rats that had been attacking a farm by finding Peter and not killing him. Now, let's go into a little bit of what happened there, where the party decided to run headfirst into a dark dungeon that I already said there were many, many things in. Then after you split, then you split again to run deeper in, specifically the one character who couldn't see in the place, running straight towards the man who was controlling all the monsters. Luckily for everyone, it worked out fine because he's a little wimp, but if I made him not a little wimp, you would have all died. Now, you also received the magical flute, which has some powers. I don't believe it was cursed, but it was difficult to
not
use.
Technically cursed.
Right. It is not cursed, but it is definitely difficult to use.
Yes.
You could say that it is a great power that comes with great
risk.
Price. Great price, not great responsibility.
I would say
great
risk.
price.
Personal control and willpower and consequence.
Isaac, I just want to say, for using that quote, if you ever use the flute now, you can only use it to amass spiders.
Okay. And then, as a party, we returned to the tavern, I believe, where you were addressed by many individuals, each asking you to do something or offering something for sale. Essentially, all the different NPCs that I said that you could interact with, I decided to make them come to you so we don't have to wait for you to walk to every door. Let's see. There were some important ones that gave you items.
We got a sword and a bow. I remember that.
Yes, you received a sword from Melraya, Lady of the Folded Steel. I believe that was identified as a cursed blade.
It was.
You were given the offer to, if you find Mithril, someone will make Mithril for you. You can also buy it from him for a lot of money. There was an old man in a wheelchair who gave you a magic bow and said, "Please take this rock to the mountain for me." And then you all insulted him to his face.
I didn't say a goddamn word.
I'm sorry.
I never.
Sundry tried to lick the special rock. Bronson did not help. And then nobody did well on any persuasion, and he went away annoyed with everyone.
I would like to point out
Wait.
the best part of that situation was that if either of you had gone up alone, it would have been fine. But because you both went up together and contradicted each other and mocked each other's faith and approach to this problem,
No. Hold up. Here's Sundry still would have gone up and licked the stone. Bronson would have gone up and said, "I'm very sorry for your loss. I will take this to the mountains for you." There is a stark contrast between those two.
There is, but they were both fine.
Licking the stone of someone asked you to just take as a headpiece for his dead wife.
But
to
did you
commemorate-
hear the fucking badassery that came out of Zuba's mouth afterward?
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Then you got offered to buy some special arrows. I didn't do some of the other ones because they were boring. Yeah. Oh, and one of the grove tenders said to meet her in the grove.
Oh, and we were also told to go kill we're asked to go kill a worshiper of war.
Yes,
Yes.
and you were told to go kill a worshiper of war, a man named Merritt, who is living amongst the abandoned district. And that is where we can snap back in there.
Can we talk about money for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't do.
Oh, all of you can have 10 gold to begin with.
Okay, cool. Great. That's all. Cool.
Just makes it easy for everyone.
I'm okay being poor, but like not literally zero money.
Yeah, if
poor.
you guys want to reduce the amount of gold you have because you think it's more in character, you're welcome to. But you can have 10 gold flat for now.
I'm gonna go with 5.
I already did.
Cool.
So are we starting the next morning, or are we still in the same night?
I'm gonna go with the same night. You can choose to go to bed, and that's fine. But information has come up that may or may not want to happen this night.
Is it still early? I thought it was still pretty early.
It's probably like evening, and then we stuck
It's
around.
probably about 3 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
I would like to speak to the innkeeper.
Okay. Elira?
Yes. Hello? Are you Elira?
I am.
I was told if I'm looking for information about travelers, you are the one to talk to, as are most innkeepers.
I suppose. We have very few travelers.
Well, I was wondering if you've heard anything about northerners passing by here, heading back north.
You think that if I had heard word of orcs coming through, they would have made it north?
These ones are different. There was some peace in pass. There was an old tribe that used to trade with Bastion rarely.
Did your tribe have a name?
I've been thinking about it, and I need to look up the. It would just be the Orcish word for healers.
Okay. You mean the healers? Get it? It was the Russian accent on the word healer.
Hold on. I'm.
You want to just look up the Russian word for healer?
Yes. Russian word works too.
That's not healer. That's just what they say if you ask for a healer.
While you're doing that, I would probably pull side
Stiletto.
Rorik.
You mean the Tziletals?
Yes.
I haven't seen them in the last few years. My guess is they joined the Khan.
They did. They lift.
We couldn't really
I did not hear.
allow.
Go ahead.
Our populations are low and have been for decades. This war doesn't help. No, the moment war broke out, we sealed our doors. No one came in. I'm sorry. I haven't seen your people.
Fine. I was honestly not expecting much.
Anything else anyone wants to do or say?
Yeah, I would have pulled aside Rorik and Madame Sundry, but waiting to do this till Rorik returns from laundry.
In that case, I'm going to vamp.
Yeah, right away.
So, everyone's kind of bustling around. People have kind of been leaving the establishment at this point.
Actually, I want to try and grab the armor smith on his way out, and just chat with him for a minute before he fully leaves, and try and get his read on both Wendell or Merritt and Tenbor.
How do you ask?
I don't remember the armor smith's name
Good question.
because
Keldrin, Mithril Knight.
Eldrin, good sir. I was wondering what you know of this Merritt fellow.
He spits on the ground. He's been a follower of war for decades. As soon as his god made his attacks, he fled, ran and hid in the abandoned district, and protected his home from any intrusion. The coward. Been sowing dissent for years, praising this horrid god. And then the moment he has his victory, he runs. At least he didn't brag.
Has anyone seen him in the past? Has anyone seen him in the abandoned district since he went there?
We sent a few guardsmen to make their way in. They came back injured. What do you expect? He's one of the only ones left with divine power. I'm sure that's how they got hurt.
Are these guardsmen still around, by chance?
Yeah.
Tenbor seemed pretty adamant on asking our help for that.
Of course. Tenber's been trying to get him killed since the beginning. He's the one who sent the soldiers.
What was Merritt like before the war broke out?
I don't know, just like any worshiper of war in before times. Believe that the way to progress was to fight. He was adamant that our people were being suppressed by our own fear. And he said that we should mount up and fight. Fight for our independence of the empire. Fight for a swath of land in the north. Abandon our ancestral home and create our own world. Our own empire.
And I take it the rest of the Bastion didn't take kindly to that?
No, we didn't take kindly. We just didn't agree. He was very reasonable about it. He was mostly just speaking. He would hold debates. They were actually pretty fun.
Who would he debate? Who would he debate?
anyone who come in. I went toe to toe with them a couple times.
Did
Yeah,
Tenbor ever invade him?
I didn't sit down on all of them. Oh, Merritt paid for the drinks too, so a lot of us showed up quite a bit. I don't think I ever saw Tenbor there. No. Tenbor is a real reserved fellow. He does well. He's been very meticulous, keeping everything in order here. Really helpful when everything fell apart. Really rallied us all together. Kind of, catering to us, helping us like a shepherd. But no, I don't. I mean, he sure hates war now. I assume he probably just did before and didn't want to go at it.
Thank you for your help, Keldrin.
Help.
If
I was just gossiping.
even gossip can be enlightening.
All right.
If I come across any mithril, I'll be sure to let you know.
Please do. It's a rare resource. I don't have too much of it. I'll make you something out of it if you bring me some.
Of course. Yeah, after that, I'm gonna try and pull Rorik and Madame Sundry aside.
Sure.
Friends, that councilman, Tenbor, something strikes me odd about him. His manner at which he asked for our help and then left. While he may be reserved, it seems he's always been isolated from the rest of the village. I do think Merritt is a follower of war, but I don't know if there's more to it than just that. Merritt hasn't been active for years. He's been deep in the abandoned districts and hiding. Something else seems to be off and in need of investigation before we enact justice.
Do you know if he really is the councilman? Have you asked around?
As far as I can tell, no one seems to say he's not the councilman. Keldrin, the armorsmith, said he was a very reliable sort, especially after chaos reigned, but extremely reserved.
It does seem odd that he just left.
Agreed.
And
Stuck around to...
along with that, the councilman, Merritt used to hold debates, and the councilman would never participate, but they seem like opportune time to talk about public policy and discuss the forward movements of the Bastion. But yet no one arrived, or he never arrived. The townsfolk went on the regular, it seems. So I think looking into this councilman would be valuable, or at least going and hearing Merritt's side of the story before agreeing to the councilman's judgment.
I agree. Someone who works in the soil, someone who works in the dirt, they're going to have a lot more of an authentic perspective than someone who is a councilman who sits above the dirt.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk with Griswold and Bronson later tonight after we leave.
That sounds like a great idea. Thanks, and for bringing that forward.
Of course. probably at this point, then Anai's going to socialize around the bar and just kind of get a very like basic light feel for what people are thinking of the councilman of Merit. I assume no new information is going to arise. Not going to be too forceful, but also just chat and like be a conduit of hope, and also a dwarf and very uncomfortable here. But
Are you doing an investigation to get extra information?
I'll give it an investigation roll.
Anyone else trying to?
Could I do a persuasion roll, like to just kind of like to let people talk up, like let them bring things out without me having to ask?
Okay, yeah, I can do persuasion. Okay. Yeah, so you're just kind of like asking around, nothing specific, right? You're just kind of asking around about what they feel about Tenbar, what they feel about Merit, blah blah blah, that sort of jazz.
Yeah, general feelings of and how the town's doing as a whole, what they think is going to be happening.
So there's a couple things that come up with your 18 as you're learning. People are very comfortable with you. You're very comfortable with them. It's a nice scene. Talking about how some of them are like, yeah, I miss Merritt. I wish he hadn't gone nuts. Poor guy. Seems like he was hit the hardest. And then the other end of it, no one says anything positive about Tenbor, about him hanging out with them or spending time, just saying that he's been very regimented, very good about keeping everything flowing, making sure that the city has a figurehead, a masthead to rally behind is really what Tenbor's been doing. And that his confidence has increased wildly since everyone was in a time of need. It seems like he came into his own in this time and really found his purpose. But there's nothing else positive that comes out other than like he's supportive and all of that. And this is after about like probably 2 hours of just kind of chatting about that you get this kind of complete picture. What's everyone else doing over this kind of evening time?
I would probably have a drink or two and then let I guess probably let Anai know that I'm heading back to the farm we're staying at.
I would actually like to grab Rorik and see if he wants to go check out the Prosperous farm, since he seemed to be the only one actually interested in figuring out what was going on there.
Also, Josh, were the insights at the beginning of the night for the councilman?
Yes.
Okay. And Anais was the only one good enough to pick up on that?
Yeah, the 19 is the only one that I felt could retroactively pick up on it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to roll that.
That's fine. You just failed it.
All caught up. All right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
bad roll.
and I put that in, so. All right, so you guys, Rorik, are you gonna head with Griswold to Iretric Farm?
That's what I was planning on doing, so thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so you make your way over to Iretric Farms, and you see just this big, luscious farm, every field just filled, being harvested, but like with like a jaunty step to it. And if you guys want to make nature, perception, or insight rolls.
Nature, perception, insight.
Beautiful. Excellent. So both of you, not only is the field too It's too lush to be reasonable. The size and density of the growths wouldn't allow for each other to grow naturally. The rate of harvest that these people are doing just so easily, these thick-stalked plants are coming down with ease. Doesn't seem like they need to put any back into it. The whole process just seems overly simple to the degree that magics may be used.
Okay. I suppose, can we approach one of the workers, or?
Yeah, you can approach anyone. It's just walking through the fields. You don't know any of
Yeah.
their names.
I will approach one of the workers.
All right, roll a d4, and I'll tell you who you run into.
2.
Perfect. That's the stupidest name I have. A man looks up and goes, "Ahoy! What brings you to Iretric Farms?"
Curiosity?
Oh, well. Welcome. Are you looking to make a purchase? The name's Flarton. What's yours?
Flarton. Griswold.
Ha! Griswold.
Not looking to make a purchase. Just seeing what you got.
Well, we've got corn, wheat, tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, yams. What do you feel?
What'd you put in this stuff?
Water, nutrients, and diligence.
Insight check.
Roll. He seems to be telling the truth.
You're doing very well for yourselves out here.
Okay. Unless Rorik wants to continue conversing with him, I'm gonna keep walking to the center.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
To like the main house. Okay, bye.
All right, Griswold. See you around. He looks confused.
Oh, it's great.
I would like to go to the where I'd like to go to like a small clearing near the house if there is one.
Yeah, there's a yard around the whole house.
Okay.
So you make your way up to the side of the farmyard. A man walks out, shirtless. Well, the shirt is unbuttoned, still tucked into his pants, but kind of hanging behind his pants. And he's drinking from a gourd. If you guys want to make perception rolls about him, that would be neat.
Sure.
Rorik. You notice that his belt. No, and I don't think you went with them. I think it was just Rorik and Griswold.
You're doing the council research, whatever.
So you and so Rorik, you see that around his work belt, you see the usual things. He's got a sickle. He's got a little trowel, and he has a leather bag. But the leather bag isn't kind of tossed aside like everything else he's wearing. It's pretty tightly bound to his belt and kind of half put in his pocket as well.
I let Rourke take the lead, and I sit down and I start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Hello. How do you do?
Ahoy! Welcome to my farm. My name's Iretric.
Rorik, this is Griswold.
Hello, I've heard you've been doing some good around the city. Much
Oh.
obliged. I'm glad there's another source of good here. I can't feed
Absolutely.
everyone, you know.
We're just doing what we can as we pass through, trying to keep hope alive
Mm,
in these dark times.
well,
You're doing
So-
very well out here, Eritrick.
thank you. We try. Just blood, sweat, and tears, you know? A little bit of elbow grease makes everything work out.
And that's all?
Of course. What else is there?
Well, I don't know.
With the-
Insight check.
Yeah, this is the time for it.
Oh
With the
God.
gods dead and magic's running thin,
Gah.
there's not much left.
Ah.
Oh no, you fools! Um, there's no reason not to have advantage on this, considering it's not possible what he's saying.
It's true. We did the nature check and the perception check to understand that this is beyond.
Yeah, so you can have advantage because of those successful rolls earlier. So Griswold, you can roll again if you want.
In, or do you want
Sure.
to count?
I'm gonna use my real die.
Okay.
Oh fuck yeah. 22.
All right.
Nice.
So both of you know that there is no way this is just blood, sweat, and tears. There is magical influence.
Well, you see, I only ask as an ongoing patron of bounty and harvest myself, trying to spread. Well, it once was that I spread. What I could, to allow for full bellies and happy families. Whatever it is, that you're doing here, that your neighbors aren't, it can be done there too. I mean, you can create this excess, this wealth for your community, not just for yourselves.
Whoa. Yeah, I have no idea where that came from.
As you said, we're just here to do some good in the Bastion. Seems like good is always a group effort. Don't worry, I'll just keep going.
Thanks. I mean, if the others were able to grow the way I grow, I'm sure they would. There's nothing I can do. I need to look after myself and my own. Myself, Flarton, Clee, Moores, we all rely on this farm. I can't risk losing what I have.
I don't see how sharing what you have risks what you have. It just creates more of it. Think this field, it could be the whole Bastion.
Well,
You could be exporting to the neighboring villages, ensuring that they are full. Your entire community could do that.
what an idealist view you have. Unfortunately, I can only control what's mine. Anyway, I have to get back to work. It is very difficult to do what I do. If you do need to make any purchases, Moores is inside the house. You can speak with her.
Sounds good. We'll do that.
He goes
Thank
back
you.
into the
Very
field.
good to meet you. Was that long enough for you to ritual cast, or does it take?
I think
Sure.
it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, whatever.
But it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay.
and I motioned to him, and don't mind my friend. He's quite spiritual. You see, it's that time of day.
Ah, yes. And Sir Grove Tenders do the same thing.
We'll be stopping there next, I think.
All right.
Okay.
Do I pick up any magical essences?
Yes, but you give me 1 second. Yeah. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, so the the whole field is magic.
Yeah.
But feigning, no, not feigning, fading magic. It seems like the further up the stalk gets, the less magic. But at the base of each stalk, it feels like the strongest of the magic. It's still all very weak. It feels like old magics, but it's a transmutation magic.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I mean, Iretric has already walked away, so you can't see anything on him.
I'll go look for him because I can concentrate up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of wander through the fields and try to find him.
Yeah.
Rorik, are you gonna walk with Griswold? Did you want to go inside the building?
I think I wanted to go inside. I'll talk to his wife or whoever that was supposed to be.
Yeah. All right.
Give her this good hearts and minds spiel that I just gave him.
Yeah. So yeah, you walk inside. I'll get to you after Griswold. So yeah, Rorik, you walk in, and a woman behind the desk stands and says, "Oh, and welcome to Iretric Farms. Are you looking to make a purchase?"
Hi. No, I don't think so. I was just speaking with your husband, I assume.
Sure. I didn't make a decision on that previously, so yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Doesn't
Yes.
matter. Or she can be
Employer.
I asked, or she can be a sister, or it doesn't matter.
Yeah. She says employer. No, he does not. He does not mix work and pleasure. No. It's understandable. Obviously, it's an assumption some people make. Like Isaac.
What's that? Like Isaac, right? That some people make. What was I going to say? Yes, we were just talking about spreading the wealth of your farm to the neighboring community, trying to make this happen everywhere if possible.
She looks very uncomfortable as you say that.
He didn't seem quite warm to the idea yet, but
No,
I think I'll. What's that?
My employer is not interested.
Have you brought this idea to him before?
Many times.
It seems like the only option when you have all of this to share it with your community, especially in these hard times.
She looks uncomfortable again as she kind of nods and sits back down. Just fiddles around with the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Were you looking to make a purchase?
What do you have?
We have corn, wheat, yams, carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers. And if you check back, those are what I said last time. 90% positive.
And everything's good? What's your favorite?
Yeah. Oh, our cucumbers are delicious.
I'll take some cucumbers.
Oh. She goes in the back, gets a bushel of cucumbers, puts them up, and says, 5 silver.
It's yours.
She gives you change if you need it. And she gives you a
Seems
bushel
like
of
a
cucumbers.
lot.
It is a lot. Thank you.
I guess I instinctively know that, or
Okay, fine. A silver. I'll say a silver. It's still a lot, but not extreme anymore.
Okay.
A silver is full concession prices for food versus extortion prices for food.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes, I'd much rather be in concession than extortion. Although concession is basically extortion.
Yeah, pretty much.
True, but let's get our levels here clear.
Yeah.
Does Eric set the prices? Suppose he must.
Oh, yes, he's in charge of everything at the farm.
Mm-hmm. And everybody pays those rates?
Everyone who can. The tavern's been a little bit low on funds. But I think it should be okay. I heard that Elira was gonna push on some debtors, so I think they'll be okay. She looks like she wants to say more and she doesn't.
Was there anything else? How are you doing? Is your family holding up okay?
Yep.
I'll give her a second to say more if she wants to say more.
She says nothing more.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else. Well, my companions and I will be in town. I think for a few days, trying to spread some good around here, just help out as we can. So, if you
Take
need
his
anything,
bag.
say again.
She keeps pushing paperwork around.
Okay. We're staying at. Where are we staying?
Did you, Isaac, hear what I said?
No, I didn't.
She said, take his bag.
Noted. Thank you for that. Thank you for the cucumbers.
Absolutely. I'm only trying to help.
And we're staying down the road if you need anything else.
I think that should cover it.
Great. Okay, I'll meet up with Griswold.
All right, so Griswold, as you're walking through, you arrive, you find him. He kind of looks irritated when he sees you, but you see that his bag is glowing with strong transmutation magics.
Hello?
Oh, your voice is much more grating than your companions.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Nice bag you got.
What makes you say that?
Oh, it's just reeking of transmutation.
Okay, make an insight roll.
Oh boy.
What did I just go through all that for?
He is considering whether or not he's going to kill you right now.
Hey, calm down. I just wanted to know what's going on.
Uh-huh, now you know. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I was hoping that you could share it with perhaps everyone.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. You see, if I have it, it's mine. I don't need to share it because I have it. I am selling my goods the way I should. I don't see what's wrong with this. I don't see why everyone thinks there's a problem with this.
Because everyone else suffers?
Everyone's always suffering. That's the way of the world. Those who can make do. Those who can't, don't. I'm providing food. The whole city eats because of me. I am doing good.
No, you're profiting.
You can profit from good deeds.
If that's all you worry about, why are you ready to attack me?
Because I think a lot of people share your perspective, and I don't really want word getting out. So,
Seems like a problem.
it does. Problem for you. So either you make me sure you aren't going to tell anyone, or I make sure you can't.
I can't make any promises for Kendrick and Orson, though.
Good point. He twists his sickle in his hand and rolls initiative.
Awesome.
In the
Another
bag
party
is a pair of
spirit
dice.
combat.
He takes them out and rolls initiative.
Yeah, that's right. It's initiative time. Oh, wow.
Bitch.
Good for you. Okay then, you get to act first.
Alright. He's clearly hostile at this point, right?
Oh yeah, he's shifted the blade from being a cutting hold to a killing hold.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna life tap him. 16 hit?
Yeah.
He
So
takes-
you reach forward, put your hand on his chest, and suck his energy out.
Yep.
And you deal 4 damage, and he looks shocked by that, and then smiles a little, and says, "All right then."
You started this, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm happy to finish it too. And then swings his sickle at you.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
We have not long rested, so I still have my original hit points from level 1.
Get half your new hit points.
We could count the bar time as a short rest. Get some hit die.
Yeah, do that.
Alright, so I'll roll a d6 then. Alright, so I'm at full.
Well, I missed with my first attack. I hit with my second, though. As he swings and swings. So yeah. He's going to do
Wait, how
6
does
damage.
this farmer have 2 attacks?
It's the chicken killing leveling, okay?
He's an
If you
elf
kill enough
that's
chickens-
older than most of the trees you've met.
If you kill enough chickens, you'll become a 20th level butcher.
No, don't listen to AJ.
You gotta grind enough.
That's
If
actually,
you kill enough rabbits,
that's not how
you'll
this
actually
works.
eventually become a level 100.
It's actually not how it works. Anyway, so you take 6 damage as he slices into you. Rorik, would you like to roll initiative?
We did not hear you.
That'd be great. Initiative.
What did I end up with? I had a 15. Okay, so you'll come in at the end of this next round.
Cool. Sounds good.
So Griswold.
Seems like he's got it. Griswold's got it. I'm not worried about him.
To do the same thing again.
All right.
I'm gonna roll my in-person dice though, because it feels
okay.
right.
All right. Sounds good.
That is not great. Does a 12 hit?
It doesn't. My AC is a 13.
Damn.
Unfortunate.
So you reach out, and this time he kind of bats your hand out of the way, flips the sickle around, and kind of cuts up into your wrist, and then tries to cut your leg as well with my 2 rolls. Does a 14 hit?
Yeah.
All right, so he gets 2 hits on you.
That's not good.
For 7 and 4, so 11 more damage.
Oof.
Are you still standing?
Barely.
Okay.
Only because I hit him with life tap the first round.
Oh, that heals you?
Yeah.
That's cool. So Rorik, you kind of round the bend following the general path Griswold was walking, and you see
Rorik,
a
help!
bloodied Griswold just under attack from Iretric.
Okay. Swords out. Slashy slash. I took 2-handed fighting for my weapon.
Oh,
my
cool.
Ranger type, so that's going to be fun. I just need to figure out how to do that correctly in roll 20. Short sword. Boom.
That hits.
16. And this should work for damage.
Ow.
That is
Nice.
a net 6. Fantastic. Okay. And then for the offhand, it should be the same now, right?
It is the same if you have the fighting style.
Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. Great. Then I'll hit him again.
14 also hits. So you've done 15 damage to him total. Great. He is at 1 health.
Nice.
He is real scared. He was not expecting Rorik to come around the corner.
Cool. I sheath my swords and take a step back.
Chill.
What you're doing isn't right, but it isn't worth killing you for. Hand it over.
You can see his mind processing the potential paths he can take and what the future looks like for him. Griswold, you can take or pass your initiative, but he has not responded in action yet.
Look, man, I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just seeing what's up. But you just attacked me. That is not cool, man. Got some problems you need to work out, and I think you need to give up some of your power.
Can confirm that does not sound cool, dude.
He just attacked me because I knew what he had. What the fuck?
What do you have?
I don't know, some transmutation magic.
Unfortunately, doesn't seem like I have much of a future anymore.
Can I roll a persuasion check on that?
Yes.
That's a 7.
And can I insight that last phrase to determine what he's about to do?
Yes. Unfortunately, he still acts before you. So you'll
Oh,
know
yeah,
what he
right.
does before he does it, but he does it before you act.
What's he gonna do?
Oh, he tries to kill Griswold.
Oh,
That checks out.
that does check out.
He misses his first attack. Oh my god, no! So he lunges forward at Griswold. I assume a 10 doesn't hit you, right, Griswold?
No.
And you manage to sidestep the first one, and in his bloody state, he stumbles forward, and you just kind of bloodily stumble into him and just knock him onto his back as he falls to the ground, just grabbing his own wounds, wheezing
Wait,
badly.
have better flavor. Wait, he steps forward with and lunges towards Griswold. I pick up the sack of cucumbers and whip it at his head.
Yes, and
And
you
he goes
knock him
down.
out cold. Yes, you just knock him out with his own cucumbers, and he's just on the ground, unconscious.
Ow.
You all right?
No.
Good.
Do I look okay?
We'll get you patched up. I pick up the
Ow.
sack.
Should I try to stabilize this guy? Oh my god.
Also, I do want to note that that insight roll from Rorik is our 20th nat 20.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
5 sessions. That's great.
We've had 20 nat 20s and 10 nat 1s.
How many of those nat ones are mine?
No, this is our team. I didn't count yours.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh my god, I feel like my guts are spilling out. Ugh.
Oh my god. Are you gonna man cold this whole thing?
Can I assume that cucumber damage is non-lethal?
Yes, he is
okay.
not dying.
Okay.
He's just unconscious.
Cucumber damage is non-lethal damage.
That is canon.
Fantastic.
I think I have a pair of manacles somewhere in this shit. Oh my god.
He'll be all right. He'll wake up in a few hours. I'll pick up the bag.
All right, so you undo the bag from his belt.
Give me that. Let me see what it is.
I ritually cast Identify.
Yeah, so your Identify is ruining a lot of the things that I'm planning, so screw you.
Literally the first spell I took. How can you expect me as a collector of things not to take Identify?
I didn't know you were a collector when I wrote my game.
Well, that's not my fault.
Alright, so what's special about the bag is that what was supposed to happen is you're supposed to think that the seeds in the bag were magical. but it's actually the bag that makes the seeds magical.
Mm.
Any seeds placed inside the bag, if left there for enough time, will grow, regardless of where you plant them, and they will grow well.
Cool. I described that to Rorik.
I don't know what we should do with this. Do you have someone we should give it to? I'm just in a lot of pain, so I can't think.
Well, I'll take it from you at least to take the burden off. Let's get you patched up, and we'll decide what to do with it.
Wait, you're gonna take my things?
What? You just offered it to me.
Oh yeah.
I guess we'll leave him.
I think I need Bronson. Oh god, that hurts me to say it.
I think we all need Bronson, don't we?
I go look for Bronson.
Oh,
I
look at that. None of us have Bronson.
Yeah, he's not here.
Too bad.
Unfortunate.
Let me reconnect here. See.
Remember how everyone had the assignment to get better internet?
My package got shit fucked up. I'm mad.
You're doing
Okay?
fine tonight.
Yeah, you're fine.
Do
I
either
have
of you
read
have
now.
read? Oh, you do?
I read.
There he is.
Are you getting people back, Reed?
Yes.
AJ
I
fully
mean,
left.
I could see you guys.
Oh, okay. We couldn't see you.
Should we carry him with us? Or just take the bag and call it punishment?
Can I medicine check him to make sure that he's gonna just wake up fine in a couple hours and then he won't bleed out?
Look, he might attack whoever gets the bag, though.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. He'll be fine. And if he wants to come looking for it, he's welcome to. We can do this all over again. Well, hopefully you won't get as banged up next time, but there. Let's go.
Yep. Go look for Bronson.
All right, so this is all within that 2-hour period that Anai's been just kind of hanging out. So you guys walk back into the tavern, probably as Anai's on her way out, and Bronson as well. And you just see a bleeding Griswold walking through the street, like being kind of carried by his 2 skeleton friends, because he obviously doesn't want to walk upright on his own.
Bronson! Bronson! Oh my god, my stomach's falling out! Please help!
Bronson, his
To
stomach
be
is
clear,
not falling
how
out.
injured did Griswold get?
I have 2 HP.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
So, like, you probably have a cut on your chest or stomach. But
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
he's
necessarily, like,
severely wounded, but his guts aren't falling out.
God, what happened to you?
Somebody tried to cut me with a scythe.
Sickle.
Sickle, whatever. It's very sharp.
Okay, well, here, lie down. Let me take a look.
I lie down.
I believe you're outside still.
I lie down anyway.
Yeah.
In the middle of the path.
Well, it's
On a
basically,
dirt road.
I'll determine
Yes.
if he's going to die.
He
here.
lays his open wounds on the dirt road.
Oh my god, I'm bleeding so much. Ah!
Rub some dirt in it.
Oh, this reminds me of that one time I snarted.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give him a look over, make sure that he's not going to immediately die.
Make a medicine roll.
Same.
You can patch him up so he doesn't start bleeding anymore, but you don't do anything to actually help his wounds.
Yeah. For that, I would actually need a healing potion, which I just learned I can make.
A healing potion or 8
Oh.
hours of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't 5e great?
You can use magic to heal the giant muscle tears and the slashes through inches of flesh, or you can just rest one night.
Yeah.
Yep.
No
Which we can
suture.
change if we want to do that, since
No
we did it the last
stitching.
campaign.
No. Let's have a D&D game.
What is it? I'm fucking bleeding here, man. You're just gonna put a fucking band-aid on me? Heal me! What the hell is this? You're useless! Aren't you a healer?
Bronson, as you're bending down, Hope reaches out its finger and just touches Griswold's chest. And
Oh.
yes, the wounds start to suture themselves as glowing gold light wisps out and stitches up all of the wounds.
Now that's what I'm talking about!
And Griswold, make a religion check, please.
Oh boy. Oh hey, I'm proficient.
I'm gonna whisper to you real quick.
Oh joy.
As you feel Hope's touch and its magic spreading through you, you feel this tendril that you haven't felt before, this connection to a god. And you feel as though this long dormant aspect of your past wakes up a little. Like you have access to the light cantrip. I don't know if you had it before. And this kind of gives you the idea that as the power of the godlings in your party grow, you may once again have access to the deific powers you once had.
Wow.
Thanks. Welcome to my campaign.
That is cool. Try to determine
We're back.
role-playing nonsense.
Oh, that was... Okay.
Hey Zuba, you should mute if you're gonna watch videos.
Yeah, Zuba.
That was nice.
Hope then kind of fades again, and kind of nuzzles up to Bronson's chest and seems to go dormant.
Cute.
How much did I heal?
8. It's an arbitrary number.
Oh, speaking of children, we had a kid come into our practice today. For the audience, I work in a audiology practice, so we do hearing tests. And the doctor had to check this little kid's ears and really go look really far in there, and this kid was fucking screaming. Oh my god, so bad.
That was the whole story, is that
like,
you had a child who felt like it was being tortured?
Yes.
Great.
We never have
you were gonna
kids
say
in the
shit along
practice.
the
They're
lines of,
always
like-
80-something, year old people who are losing their hearing. But today was a kid. Ugh. I mean,
I thought you were
sometimes
gonna say,
the
like-
80-year-olds cry too, but different reasons, I guess.
I thought you were gonna say like their ears were just filled with gunk.
No,
I think
no,
they-
no.
I mean, I
we
think
don't.
they
That's
were
not.
too.
I don't need.
Out, and it was just like a
No,
solid,
stop.
half inch
This
of
is
wax.
my. This is my show. No, no.
Where's Nick when we need him to shove a Q-tip all the way up his nose?
Oh my god. Which actually ended up being. Oh, one sec.
How to do a coronavirus test. He was just ahead of the curve.
Let's get back
Extra
to
dead.
farm and let you rest. And
The
I guess
fuck, Amanda?
You're talking to me. I'm sorry.
yes.
Yeah. Rourke, what do we do with the thing?
I think we keep it
What? Keep it.
and travel with it. When we come across farms, give them a good harvest.
Huh. Well,
What else would we do with it?
Could we not offer the people here to utilize it? They had a blight upon their land, but earlier today, who's saying it won't return?
I am worried that if we keep it here in the local community, I mean, this guy almost killed Griswold over it. And, I mean, he's in a field, but he'll wake up in a few hours.
So perhaps we should burn it. One person can't have it, no one should have it. Or if everyone can't have it, no one should have it.
Let's discuss this back at the farm.
Or maybe somewhere else. I don't think we... I don't want there to be jealousy or feelings about our host if we talk about a bag that produces magic beans in front of an owner of a competing farm. Maybe on our way to the Grove tomorrow.
Perhaps someone here we can trust. With some power. To distribute properly.
Like Tenbor.
Who's that?
The council.
Sketchy governor.
Yeah.
The super fucking sketch councilman.
That is an option.
So you go back. Is there anything else you're doing this evening?
Not unless we get attacked by Iritric's family.
No.
Or is that tomorrow too?
Iritric quest line is done.
Good. Okay.
I don't remember our host's name.
Sithis?
Sithis.
Yeah. Remember almost Sissus, but not?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her the painting of her home.
She cries. It's nice.
Yeah.
I
Can
see
you spell
Komodo
that for
dragon.
me?
Is that the one I got you?
Yes, one of them. The other one is over there.
Yes.
That's it. Do we just kind of chill for the night, recover?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I could use a good long rest.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah. Oh, I give the cucumbers to our host.
Oh, she's very grateful and makes them for a cucumber salad for the morning. Yeah. Israeli salad. Ooh. Yeah.
What about some tzatziki? Do we have any yogurt?
I don't think they have yogurt. That'd be good though.
If any culture were to have feta, it would be elm.
Okay.
Feta.
All right. All right.
What do you recover? Half your hit dice every long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you spent one, you get it back.
Yeah.
So next day.
And do you mention the War Worshipper?
Yeah. When we're back away from the rest of the tavern, I explained to you and Griswold what I explained to the rest of the party. Especially after having more conversations about Tenbor and Merit. It almost seems as though he might have been a fraud, is my thought. He might have been... It seemed he might have been a follower of debate, rather, based on how the rest of the town treated him. Not necessarily... He didn't seem violent to an extent. But might have been putting on a facade to... He was being War's advocate, while not actually following him.
But he still has divine power.
Nobody has been able to just say whether he has divine power or not, just that he's living out in the abandoned section of town. of the Bastion. He might. That is something we will find tomorrow. And if we choose to go after him tomorrow. But I'm just telling you that there is something clearly wrong here, and a discussion that I think we need to be having.
Anything
So
else?
what do you want to do first tomorrow? The Grove or look for this guy?
I do wish to go to the Grove, especially after what you and Griswold found. That might be a good place to start.
I say that if we're going to deal with a war worshipper, we should deal with them first. The longer they are alive, the longer that he has to send word of hope.
Yeah, but then I might be limping all day. That sucked.
You got hurt because I wasn't there. We have to fight this war worshipper. I'm probably the one that's going to take most of the hits.
Okay.
Who's getting a phone call? Zubat.
It's Zuba. It's the solid snake ring.
What?
Ring, ring, ring. His ringtone is the solid. When they call into Snake, and it's like, Snake, your ass is too fat, and it's clapping and distracting the guards.
Oh my gosh,
How are
that's
you being
not
so filthy?
that's not the game.
I mean,
I think
it
you
could
got
be.
the wrong game. Okay. So next morning, you arise. You have some cucumber salad with some tzatziki. It's great.
Where's the meat?
And a couple ribs. That's breakfast.
I believe you said that Sithis was vegetarian, so it would make sense if the whole
Great.
family
And
was
there's no
vegetarian.
meat, and the ribs are actually soy. It's tofu, which is a blasphemy, but Reed likes it anyway. And then you make your way eastward, whether to the Abandoned District or to the Grove. That's up to you.
It didn't seem like the Grove was going to take long. I think we just need to stop in and say hi. With Hope.
Yeah, it seems like Hope opens a lot of doors, right?
That is an important question. If we're going to see a potential worshiper award, should we really be bringing Hope along? It puts Hope in danger, and potentially could get word sent that Hope is here.
I think everyone in this bastion already knows. It's been seen once. Everyone else has seen it. Word spreads. God damn it, Zuba, shut up.
I'm just muting him.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Immediately.
Yeah, Zuba, get off the phone. Tell your mom to call you back.
Or put her on speaker and let's
Tell
talk
Alexandra hi, and that she...
to her. Oh, there he is. Alright, you're unmuted now.
Do you,
Oh, wait, you actually went with my speaker option?
What?
What's up?
Does it work?
We can't hear her.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Word up. I was joking, but what's up?
Oh, this is working. Hey, Isaac, how are you?
Oh, that's
What?
Josh.
Not a...
That's fine. I appreciate that my voice was mistaken for his. That is a compliment.
Hello to everyone on the Discord.
We're
Thank
not
you.
on Discord.
Wow, stop correcting her and let her live her life.
Gosh, shut up, Reed.
Okay, well, I'm going blind here, all right? I'm going in blind.
That's true.
Hello, everyone vocally present.
Thank you.
Which includes a number of people watching on Twitch. I don't know what that number is. That number could be 0, but it is a number.
2.
The non-zero number.
Thank you, followers on Twitch. We appreciate you.
Following.
Yeah.
It's just one? No, it's not one. Grace is there too.
What are you
It's
doing tonight?
two.
You
I
should
said two.
check on Twitch.
Watch you guys play D&D on Twitch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Wow. You can't even pretend to commit when you're on.
I mean, it's better
live.
than an outright no.
Can you at least promote us? Can you please
Brett's
just
very
promote us?
enthusiastic too.
Yeah, thank you, Grace.
Is it Josh?
Yes, Josh is DMing. Great story, great characters. Please promote. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I've never seen, heard Josh DM, but like.
I've only been doing it for 15 years.
I'm curious, so maybe I will hop on frequently.
All right.
Somebody wants to send me the thing. I'm assuming I don't need to download Twitch because I deleted it.
I don't even know how Twitch works, so we'll figure it out together.
We almost recorded after that first really good session that I told you about, or I was actually like, they were really good.
I'm gonna go back to playing now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute you, Zuba. Bye. Okay, back to the game that I'm running. That was great. Well, hello. That distracted me completely.
Yay!
What the heck?
We were talking about whether or not we want to take Hope with us, and then we were going to the grove.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Zuba, you give me a thumbs up if you're done. Oh, okay, I'm gonna unmute you now. Cool. That was fun. Thank you, Zuba.
Yeah, it was good.
I had to pee and my phone rang, so.
That was great. I loved it. I loved it so much. So, Grove or Merit? Which one's first?
I would say Grove. We might be able to leave Hope with the Grove tender for a day.
Hey, do you want to babysit this god?
Well, it'll also be good.
We'll pay you.
We'll pay you in food. Because we have magic beans
We'll
now.
pay you in
True.
magic beans.
Take my cow. Here's the magic beans.
And a
Right.
kid.
Like, it's straight up, it's a win-win for them.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll go to the grove.
All right, so you make your way into the grove, and there are the trees you've seen up till now have had homes built within them, multi-story buildings. The walls are made of trees, and yet you've never seen trees like the ones in the grove. These are sweeping, arching trees, massive, but with growth all along them. Not just trees, but vines and all sorts. It feels as though you're walking into another world as you step into these trees.
Where is the grove in relation to the map?
There are two groves. There's the East Grove and the West Grove. That's what the trees are on the map.
Okay.
You're going to the East Grove. They are just. It's like if you've seen pictures of the temperate rainforest in Washington. Just like walking from our woods here, just stumbling into the Washington rainforest is just breathtaking. I assume. I really want to go there. Anyway, and you can see there are 14 elves in robes kind of walking around, doing some magics, but you see their magics are not nearly strong enough to have the trees such as they are, and the trees are looking a little bit lackluster. The more you look at them, there's some rot, some dying, some the understory isn't as clean as it was that you presume it once was. The tenders are doing their best, but they seem to be, at a loss like everyone else in this world. One of them sees you with hope, Bronson, who is obviously still here with us, and approaches, and then bows. And then do we wait for Bronson?
I think we wait for Bronson.
Ugh. All right, well, I guess it's commercial break time.
Commercial break. This week brought to you by the Dreaming Tree Wine. It's delicious wine, which is why I only have the cork. Dreaming Tree Wine.
Hey, gang, followers. friends, and everyone in between. I got a shout out for all of us. Do you like
Where
music?
would I pop up with
Do you
her?
like folky music? Maybe
sponsor?
acoustic? Have we got
The
a
intention
band for
was
you?
when they
Not
left the
necessarily
city.
out of Vermont, but with the style
If
that
that doesn't
embodies
happen,
it.
whenever
You
you
can find them on Apple
we
Music,
still got another hour.
Deezer, or the Spotify.
Who's together right now?
Check out.
The whole group's together right
Oh, they're talking. Bronson household.
Oh, there
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
Check
I
out
think most of
the
my
band
interaction is
called
going to be with Anai.
Wind and
Okay.
the Willows. They will be
and then
sent in
whatever
the
comes
chat,
out
and maybe
of
we can
that
type it out.
to
The
say.
Wind
That's
and
fine.
the Willows.
Do you want
Local
the
friend sings, plays guitar. Her and her
party
friends jam it
present,
out in
or
a
do you want
folky
it when
style
I
music.
separates off?
Fun to listen to,
Well-
fun to sit with, and great to share. Please check out the
'Cause I
Wind
can pull
and
an eye
the
away
Willows
now.
on the Spotify, Deezer, or Apple Music.
But I also want to see if I can touch Hope.
So this
Or
would
am
be,
I going to build?
that's up to
This
you.
week's
A
episode
relationship with
is
them.
also brought to you
So if I pop
by
up again.
listeners like you. All two of you on Twitch. You're the reason we do this. So please keep watching.
Don't have sponsors yet. We don't have patrons or subscribers.
Obviously, we are. Wow, I had a joke and it's gone now. That's really sad. Oh no, I got it. We're good.
Well, we just lost half of our audience.
I was gonna say, obviously, we only play Dungeons and Dragons for the people in the audience and not for us. That's why I've been playing for 15 years. It has nothing. It's only ever had an audience.
Yeah,
So,
right.
We're also brought to you by Liquid Death Heavy Metal Water.
Oh, really? You
Mountain
have
water
it?
right.
Oh my
Why do you
God.
Your
have-
thirst?
Of course you have it.
You know, one more time.
This,
If I go off
this
with Anai
can
right now-
of pristine Austrian mountain water won't refresh your body. It will murder your thirst.
How do you want to be appeared?
Our
What's one of your
proprietary
appearance? Do you want to appear
I'm
as
in-
Scott?
murdering
I'm
Or
in
process
a-
camouflage
begins
form?
with
I'm in a
liquid death
disguise. If
forming
I
a
approach
rope
Anai,
of
I'll act
veins
like
that
I
will
knew him and
wrap
because her
around your
memory
thirst's head and strangle it.
knew
Once
her, but
liquid
because her
death
memory
reaches your
sucks,
thirst's brain,
I can
all
play
of
with that
your
a little bit.
thirst memories will be replaced by repeating loops of its own head imploding, which is
So my
exactly
thirst
what happens to the next bites, causing your thirst head to implode and its brain just to squirt out of its ears.
Wow. That's quite the experience. How much
They
do you
actually
spend
make
on that
coffee
spring
next to you.
water?
Seems safe.
That's good.
I've heard good things about their coffee. This week's episode is brought to you by Syracuse, City of Syracuse parking violations.
Wait, hold on. And the City of White Plains parking violations. Yeah.
Why are those
Your
both
tax dollars going to good work.
Why are you so accessible?
Wow.
What? Because I'm in a studio apartment. Everything is accessible.
Because I was going to pay
Y'all are
mine
fellas.
online and I didn't yet. Sorry.
I went to pay mine online today, and it's not in the system yet.
This is why we can't have nice things, guys.
Mine's like a week old and like
Mine too.
it sat on my hood for a couple days as it was raining, so like I can barely read any of the info that they wrote on here, which is bad.
You should be able to look it up by.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
still
happened. Did
just
I ever
really
tell you
funny.
the last day that I was in Syracuse before I moved to Chicago? I stopped downtown to see AJ at work. We were getting lunch, and it was my last day. I parked downtown. The car is full of shit because I'm about to drive cross country, and I'm like, I'm only gonna be here for like a half hour. I'll just take this old parking sticker from like 3 weeks ago and just throw it up there. It'll be fine. And I have a nice lunch with AJ, say our farewells, and I'm walking back to the car, and I see the bright orange vest of a parking meter person literally right next to my car. If I sprint right now, I might be able to make it before she gets there. And I run like whatever the block and a half, and I realize that she's coming the other direction, and she had already given me the ticket.
Aww.
Last day in Syracuse, I got. I mean, it's whatever. What it's $25, $50. Like in the grand scheme of things, it was not that important. But it was the last day. Farewell gift from the city of Syracuse. Okay, do we have Reed yet? What's going on?
Yes,
Oh no.
he's coming back.
That was the day we went to Empire, right?
Did I pay for that?
Everyone's here, right?
I don't have Reed.
Yeah, but I want to finish this story.
I don't think so. I think we went to some Jamaican place or like a Cajun.
Oh, Creole Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have Reed. We're good.
As the Creole Soul, everything's like turned over so much downtown.
Okay, so, darn it.
Thank you to all our sponsors.
Yes, thank you to all our sponsors. So the Grove Tender bows in front of Hope and looks and just says, we have been having difficulties since the fall of the gods and our connection to nature being severed. You have shown us the gods are not dead, and we've pooled our magics together. If you would do a favor for us, could you find the god of nature? And she presents a leaf.
Well, that was short-lived. Nope. Do you all still have
Take
Reed?
the leaf.
Do you gently take the leaf?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't trust that Griswold would gently take anything.
Is it a basil leaf? Because I'll eat the shit out of a basil leaf.
What do you mean? Griswold can be gentle.
He does have to deal with the glass trinkets a lot.
Alright.
Like a box to put it in.
Where's Reed? Yeah, do I need to bring him on speakerphone?
Have him just reconnect and broadcast video and voice, but receive only voice.
I grab a piece of parchment. Is this thing dead, alive? What is it?
Say again?
Is the leaf like a live leaf, a
Yes.
dead leaf?
It's a live leaf. It's a bright green leaf.
Got it.
I'm gonna refresh to see if I can get Reed. No.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna take it unless someone else is trying to take it first.
I'm trying to think. I imagine like Rorik is probably most.
Oh, I hear his birds.
You're probably most connected to nature, or like the closest in relation to the god of nature. Like, it feels weird for me as a Nai to pick it up as the follower of truth. So
it definitely feels weird to me, but like I like collecting shit, man.
I mean, I don't think I want Griswold to have it. I sort of step in front of Griswold.
Perfect.
So the scene is like Griswold is reaching out, and Rorik just steps out just half a second faster and like plucks it.
This is how I imagine it. It's presented. There's a beat as everyone looks at it, trying to figure out what it is, and in that beat, Griswold just reaches forward, and then Rorik just like quickly puts her hand out faster. It's just like nope.
Yeah, takes half a step forward and just grabs it, just that half a second sooner.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I told you we could hear the birds.
Okay.
I don't have.
Okay. I did not hear.
Your bird loud.
Wait,
Zuba,
Reed,
where'd
say
you go?
something else. I don't think I can hear you.
I can hear Reed. I don't have Zuba. I've got Zuba, but I lost Josh. But he might have just paused his video. Fuck if I know.
Pretty sure you just paused this video.
Yes.
All right. Today. All right. Damn it, he's back. But today is also brought to you by caffeine pills.
Nope.
If you want to stay awake, do caffeine.
Duke.
At what time of day, AJ?
Okay, so let's do game. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were handed the leaf. Assuming we did our incantation correctly, when placed in naturally flowing water, the leaf should point in the direction of the god of nature.
We'll find it.
Thank you.
If hope is alive, others must be.
Could I get perception rolls for people?
Ugh.
That was performance, but I'm taking it anyway.
Well, okay.
Griswold, you didn't do well?
I got a 10.
Okay. So just an eye sees this.
Bronson hasn't rolled.
Oh, Bronson hasn't rolled. You're right.
Yep. I am pulling up my sheet now. And it's taking a minute because of the aforementioned 300 files that are downloading.
All your porn?
No, all the stuff from my lab's Dropbox.
Can't you just tell it to stop? Great. All right, I'm gonna whisper with an eye real quick.
Cool. More secrets.
Hi, and I. So
Hi.
after the leaf was handed and your party kind of is dispersing, you look and you do not believe what it is you see. In the woods, a little ways off, you see what appears to be a man in a trench coat, a poorly fitted fedora, and glasses with a false mustache.
Hold on. Hold on.
And he looks at you and beckons. Would you like to return to the party for your reaction?
Hold on. Trench coat, poorly fitted fedora, glasses, and a fake mustache.
Yeah.
Or do you just walk away from the group?
I think I just like. Does it look like modern today trench coat fedora or like
Yes.
old timey?
No.
And I'm gonna ask this question because I have to. Is his nose very large as well?
Yes.
Is it very clearly like one piece?
Yes.
I think I cock my head and I just walk forward.
Good. 1 second.
That's hilarious.
At least in your
Party.
thing.
Just so you're aware, Anai cocks her head and walks off into the woods. Okay, goodbye again. Don't worry, this will.
Trying to keep it.
There'll be more. Hold on. Let me just.
That's Thran.
Mhm.
That doesn't help. Come on. Get going
Thran is
fast over here.
Rush.
Hmm?
Thrainiska.
Therniska, yeah.
Thrainiska.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm already like a drink in, so my pronunciation's gonna be crap.
Come on.
Alright, so I'm all decked out.
Mhm.
I gotta get in character.
Oh, by the way, Amanda's getting in character.
Yeah. I heard.
Anai Thrainiska Whistle? No, Whittlebrown. Is that you?
Yes.
How are you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids? Do you not remember me? I'm minor. You don't remember? We used to do a few paintings together. As I fix my weird glasses.
Make a perception roll, and
Perception.
or I guess insight or religion.
Would I be able to use my advantage on the insight?
No, this isn't about determining truth.
Cool. Well, we'll take the insight because that's what I rolled.
Fucking Iris.
Did you roll?
I rolled a 22.
Oh snap!
Oh, where is
Oh,
it?
it's because
Oh, 'cause you're up
I'm
there.
way up there. Okay. You look into the eyes of this man in front of you, and the irises and pupil are a nebula galaxy. This is a god.
This is the god of painting? Are you the god of painting?
Sure.
No.
What can I do for you?
So, rumor has it, you guys have Hope with you?
Can I ask why you seem to be asking?
I have a response.
Do you want me to help?
Yeah.
Just curious.
You know how rumors are. They always have a bit of truth.
Yeah. Truth is dead, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Touchy subject.
Extreme.
So, if it happens to be true, that'd be pretty cool.
How did you escape war's might?
War's not gonna touch me. I got friends.
Not that many friends, but I have friends. Don't think too hard about it.
You can make a religion roll if you want.
I would love to make a religion roll.
Please do.
That's a 5.
That's not good.
No.
This god starts to walk towards the rest of the party. And is just like, come on, come on. I want to go see if it's true. And starts to walk with you towards the rest of them.
Will you do them harm?
No.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yes, with advantage.
Cool.
I know.
20.
This god has no interest in causing harm at the moment. It seems to be genuine curiosity with an underlayer of intensity. Walking back out of the woods,
Really cold temperature. We did the woods, the campsite.
Anai comes, but walking past Anai towards the rest of you is a man in a trench coat, poorly fitted fedora, glasses, and a false mustache.
You're fucking kidding me, right?
The large pink nose. Can't forget about the large pink
And the
nose.
large pink nose.
I stare.
You can all make perception rolls if you'd like, insight or religion.
They are all the same.
Great.
That's fantastic, Griswold. Bronson.
A quick moment, and then I'm gonna pop in. Rorik. You notice this man, instead of irises or pupils, the eyes appear to look into galaxies. This is a god.
Oh.
Is this shit?
Okay, but not one that I recognize.
Correct. Make a. You can make a religion roll.
And I mean this in the most polite terms possible. Who the fuck is this?
I elbow Bronson. Be respectful.
Yeah,
And
yeah, Bronson. And the man reaches out towards Bronson.
This is someone who'd like to meet Hope.
Does anyone step in the way?
No.
All right. Reaches right out towards Bronson and just touches Hope's head.
Uh-oh.
And shudders.
Do I not get a dex save on this?
I mean, you can. I did ask if anyone does anything, and no one said
You
anything.
said reaches towards Bronson, not reaches towards
Hope is on Bronson's chest.
Can I make an insight check to see if the intent looks malicious?
Yes. Bronson, you can make a dexterity saving throw if you'd like.
Okay.
The intent does not look malicious.
Okay, then I don't bother.
My insight from earlier applies, right, for that?
Yeah, but you can go again if you want.
I mean, it's rolling dice for same information.
Yeah, it's the same information then.
I'm trying to tell how quickly, or figure out how quickly I've pieced together the fact that he's a mature, fully grown thing that you just described, but also that the only things that are fully grown and mature of those things now are bad.
Yeah.
Because I just pieced that together like myself.
Yeah.
But I think living in the world, maybe I would have
Bronson,
figured it
you
out
managed
faster.
to pull the head out of the way, and this man kind of recedes his hand, like, "Oh, sorry, didn't know you were so touchy."
And takes out the axe.
Oh, very touchy.
That won't be super effective. That won't be very effective, Bronson.
It's super effective.
I was about to say, I was like,
would anyone?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Right, do you know?
I didn't introduce myself. My name is Miner. I actually know Therniska from way back.
Hi, I'm Griswold.
Hello, Griswold.
I like you.
When Amanda speaks, it's also me. We're the same character, just so you know.
Cool. Who does this person motion to when they say that name that you said, Therniska?
An eye.
An eye. Oh, great. Okay.
This is... Well, Bronson, we're not in just one divine presence, but two.
Oh. I think the jig is up. Anyway.
The glasses and mustache didn't help very much.
Damn it.
You know, Mischief is the one who figured all this out. I'm just trying to do it anyway. It takes off the glasses and the whole head fades to just being this nebulous starscape. But you kind of see in the corner of the view, there appears to be a table with a cat sitting on it. Just lightly batting at a glass until it falls off the edge of the table. Looks down and just keeps staring. Let me introduce myself.
I just want to say that my head is in my arms.
I am Miner, better known as the minor god of inconvenience.
That's good.
You're a minor god. Should you not be a little speck of dust?
You're a person. Aren't you just a speck of dust?
You think that I am insulting and trying to discuss. I literally mean major god was little baby, minor god should be dust.
Oh,
unless-
oh my god, you don't get any of this, do you? Okay. I am
He
the
never
minor
died.
god of inconvenience. I am the speaker of the grand god of chaos. I am beloved by my lord. War is not going to touch me, basically. He can't really get on chaos's bad side. You don't understand the politics of it. It's fine. It's regardless. I was just popping in because I heard a little rumor that the gods aren't really dead. And I just
You're alive?
reaches back out towards Hope. I just wanted to make sure that was true.
Still not letting him touch Hope.
Okie doke then.
It is
You're
true.
alive, so the gods aren't dead. Pretty simple.
I mean, the gods were killed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not what you said.
You know, you're right. And boy, was it inconvenient you pointed that out.
I know.
So. You see, I really like to inconvenience. It's kind of my whole thing. And you know who's the most fun to inconvenience right now?
War.
Yes! Very good.
That's why I like Griswold.
Yeah, we like Griswold. We being I. This whole individual unity thing. So, actually, maintaining this form, you see that aside from its head, it has the physical form of a human male. Is very difficult, and I don't really understand your language. I'm trying, okay? Mischief was much better at all this. But I would like to briefly inconvenience our Lord War and let you all know he knows you're here. Or it knows you're here. Actually, one of its disciples told it. And, now War knows that Hope is here too.
So there's not really anything that you can really add to inconvenience him further, is there?
Well, you didn't know it knew. Now you know it knows.
So we
That's
should leave.
I didn't say that. You know what?
I don't think we need to, because you're gonna inconvenience him.
You know what would be really inconvenient for everyone here? Reaches out towards Hope again.
How about you tell us first?
Can't stay for too long.
You're rolling stupid well. What the
Okay.
fuck?
Pretty good.
Very nice.
So,
You have a +1.
here's the thing. I need to go. And I'd like to know one itty bitty detail before I go. If you let me figure that out, I'll tell you what your magic flute does.
Why don't you tell us tiny little detail you want to know?
I'm gonna use the help action
To help me?
To help him, yes. So I'm inconveniencing Bronson
That's why we like Griswold.
and helping the god of inconvenience.
Griswold,
Yes.
make a dexterity roll.
Okay.
Bronson, make a dexterity roll with disadvantage.
Is it something? It's something I can see, right? Because it's just Griswold trying to trip me.
Yes.
So thanks to being level 2, I have advantage. So I net and have nothing.
Yes.
All right.
Right. So you go to take a step back again as the god kind of sidles up to you, and Griswold just trips you, flat out just trips you. You fall down, and minor inconvenience touches the godling, shudders a bit, and goes, "Ooh," and then disappears.
Bye, bitches.
Okay, bye.
And now you've met minor inconvenience.
So
In a trench coat.
War-
A fucking trench coat. And a fake mustache. Ah.
So, like, was this a deity? Like, are not
Yeah.
all the deities dead after seeing this one?
It's in the Court of Chaos.
So Zuba, the lore is that there were some gods that chose to follow War. Those ones lived.
So, like, yeah. Think gods like murder are gonna still exist.
Slaughter, famine, plague.
Right. But
Yeah,
also the tangentially related gods and their courts, death, chaos, destruction, I imagine, is pretty high up.
You can
Alright.
probably tell from the way Inconvenience was speaking, Mischief was killed.
Okay. So, as an underling of something through the grapevine.
Yeah, so not all
Speaker
of
of
Chaos's
chaos.
not all of Chaos's court was safe. Chaos was safe, and the hand chosen of Chaos were safe. So,
Okay.
Mischief. Inconvenience was safe. Mischief was killed.
That's what we've learned.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, seeing this deity is not a huge surprise, but like oh wow, we had a cool encounter.
You have not seen you've not felt a deity's presence in 2.5 years, aside from hopes.
Okay.
You are
Okay.
aware
Good
that
deal.
the bad gods are still, not the bad ones, but the ones that would side with War are still around. But because you're not in touch with them, you haven't really had your experience. You know death is still there.
Right.
And now, I don't know how much Sundry would have experienced anyone in the purview of famine and plague. They're not usually big, highly worshipped. Like the worshippers of those aren't like in the sunlight most of the time. So, like,
The most likely to encounter them in our party is probably Bronson.
Yeah.
Of like famine, death.
Right. So you may have known about plague and famine being around, but this is definitely the first experience with a god you've had in a long time, since thinking they were all dead.
Beyond hope.
Got it.
Yeah. Also, it is important to note, gods cannot take mortal form. Their form on this plane are kind of cutouts of reality with their fading background.
The silhouette. Yeah.
So the fact that Inconvenience was able to take mortal form is unusual.
So we go now.
Have we taken the leaf?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's all we need to do here, right?
Yes.
We should also talk to the Grove Tenders about offering them the seed bag, because they will have. I assume they will be better caretakers of it than letting any specific farm run it.
Up to Rourke, I think.
My plan was sort of that Johnny Appleseed it, where we travel from place to place, plant for them on their behalf and keep going. So I wasn't going to give it to anybody. I was going to keep it on us.
Okay.
But if
and I
you
would mention that that's what she was thinking to do with them, because I think an eye is like that is going to be far more time consuming to give seeds each individual farm, whereas they can distribute things here pretty easily, and then we can send people here to request seeds from the grove tenders. Grove tenders will be a fair keeper of it, and not like if we tell them the magic of it, they will be a fair keeper of it, I believe.
Your point is absolutely valid. I still really like the image of Rorik Johnny Appleseeding. No, that's fair. Unless
I mean, Rorik, from
this
your
bag
point of
is
view, you would be confining this magical abundance to a single self-centered bastion.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
While they could be generous within this elven bastion, the elves don't reach out.
That's true. They have been very isolated.
That's true. That is a point that Rorik would know that I didn't connect.
Yeah.
How many days travel are we to the Citadel?
A week. Depends on how you go.
Fastest travel.
Fastest travel would be taking a barge upriver.
Right.
But we sold a boat.
If we had the fastest travel,
boat,
it would be how long of a trip?
If you what?
If we had the access to the fastest travel.
It's probably a 4-day boat ride.
Yeah, but we were gonna go here.
Yeah.
That's not my question. The question is, could we set up a seed bank in the Citadel and have that be like?
Coming back down the river would take like 2 days.
Yeah. Right, but then it's like a 6-day total travel for them. It's like anyone that needed seeds. If we set up a seed bank essentially in the Citadel and have them find someone there to be the caretaker and like be able to distribute it because they're a bit more open and willing to communicate and trade. I guess that'll be my pitch. Then
it still introduces the fact that politics gets in the way of starvation and hunger, which Isaac would say that's how the world is, and too bad. But idealistic Rorik would say that we can't allow politics to interfere with whether people go hungry or not. God, it's so frustrating to play a good character. Why can't I just be cynical like my normal self?
Bronson is almost going to roar at this point. We just found out that the War of God knows where we are, and you're arguing over a fucking bag.
Yes.
Toss it in the river, and let's move.
What did he mean when he said that it was most fun to inconvenience war? What was he going to do?
Inconvenience him, obviously. We got some time. Let's go kill the guy, figure out what to do with the bag, and get the fuck out. We'll have time. Don't worry about it.
I might be with
talk to the gentleman.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. You guys were talking at the same time.
Go ahead, Isaac. Or go ahead, Zuba.
Reed. Who was talking?
Zuba and AJ.
Okay, I said I might be with Griswold on this one. It could be an opportunity that we could really take advantage of.
And I'm sitting here over saying, let's talk to the man first. Make sure we understand what his goals were and not just kill him outright.
Let's leave and let them sort out their own politics.
We know from what he said that there is a follower of war somewhere in this bastion that tipped us off. We should find them first.
Yes, it is the one on the other side of the bastion that has already been mentioned. And we would kill him if it meant that we could prevent War from finding out about us. War already found out about us.
So what is wrong to find out more about him and stop him from terrorizing the village? If he's truly a terror.
Because by the time we're done, War will be here and we'll all die.
It's pretty ironic, you know. the one carrying hope, has the least amount of hope.
It's our job to carry that together, be it carrying hope and distributing it, including to all our companions here. Bronson, it might be a mission that you don't think we can succeed, but it's a mission that's important nonetheless. We can do it together.
You want to stay in the Bastion, where War knows where we are, to kill one small man.
Exactly as you said, one small man. How hard could it be? How long could it take? If you're the Bronson we know you are, it's an easy task. We can do it. I have hope. And I know that you have hope too, because you're fucking carrying him.
I'm gonna turn to Anai at this point. We go to the other Bastion and we kill him, or we leave and let them figure out their politics.
He's
We
not
don't
much
have
far.
time for this.
He's not in the other bastion. He's in the abandoned section of this bastion, right?
Yeah.
The other part of
Yeah.
the Bastion, whatever you want to call it, that's what Bronson is referring to.
I will not strike this man down.
Then we leave.
There's more at play here than just what's on face value.
I understand. I also don't give a shit
Should
because
I take
I
away
care about
Bronson's
keeping
immediacy
hope
or should I
safe
leave it?
and not about
Bronson's what?
small town
Immediacy.
politics of one city.
What do you mean?
It only
War
took
isn't coming.
what,
We talked
2
about
days
the free
for
day, the
war to be
free
tipped
off
divine
over
energies
Yeah.
creating a
It'll
barrier.
be
Mhm.
even faster
The
in
war
a big
won't
city
actually
if
be
we
able
do
to
the
come.
same thing.
And
There.
you knew
I
that.
you can pop up and say, I
We
forgot
have
to tell
to
you how to work
take
the
care
flute.
of this problem
Oh.
before
Because that was
we
the
do
deal
the
with
same thing in the Citadel.
Because you guys are talking.
So you guys feel this breeze that you all immediately recognize as the presence of a god. And you see inconvenience in its true form standing next to you. A starscape, but in front of it, a man kind of in this background. A man stubs his toe.
Someone else drops their pizza.
Yeah, a cat yawns and falls off of the tree that it was in. Let's see, a bird just like a bird nest just
Flies
like
into
falls.
a window.
No, that would kill the bird. That's not a minor inconvenience. But like a nest just like falls out of the tree halfway through being made. All things like that in the background. Just
Someone
like in
takes
this hodgepodge landscape.
Someone's taken something out of the oven, burns their hands a little bit.
Yeah, and then drops it. But it lands safe. Oh, someone
It's
drops
fine.
someone drops a piece of toast, butter side up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mhm.
Wow. The resolution on
Hold-
this
hold on,
on this
hold on.
starscape is really impressive.
I need to ask a question. Is it the minor god of inconvenience or the god of minor inconvenience?
They're one and the same.
Cool.
Oh, I forgot we had a deal. I needed to learn something about hope, and you get to learn something about the flute. So, let me fulfill my end of the bargain so that we can form trust. Woo! So, your flute actually was just a beautiful magic flute that would, whisper into the wind. When the gods were beginning to fall, there was a lot of free divine energy, and I just kind of booped it. So now it's actually able to harness some of that divine energy and create things from nothing. Ooh. This is important to know for no reason whatsoever. That free divine energies are slogging up the interim between our realm and the other. That is unimportant information. There's no reason to know it. I'm just talking about the flute
Right.
and how
Okay.
it uses what's free.
You're not very good at this.
Not good at what?
Inside check.
Do Do we even need to roll insight on this one?
No.
But I just want to prove my point.
It looks frustrated, waves its hand, and your shoes are untied.
Thank you.
So, if we wanted to use more of this divine energy to, say, make more flutes that inconvenience people, where do we find it?
What?
No.
You didn't get it at all. So you know how the world works.
No.
Wait, maybe he's saying that the flute, we can take the god energy out of the flute and give it to Hope.
Whoa.
I hold the flute up to
Just take the
Hope.
flute.
The minor god of inconvenience just takes the flute from you.
I want to cast light.
You mean like this?
Ooh. I think you're onto something. And then he wraps your knuckles.
Ow.
and it laughs. No, okay. So it looks up, or it appears to look up. And then it crouches low, and you see the starlight swirl as it kind of forms back into a person-ish. But it has an extra arm, and it doesn't have a face. Like, it's got the two swirling irises, but there's no other features on the face. Okay. So I can't tell you what's going on. At least not after this. It's thick enough right now. I'm not really on War's side, and I'm not really on your side. I'm on my side, okay? Just need to get that out clear. But you know how the world is filled with divine energies, right? And we share this energy between the gods and the world. Now, what do you think happens when all that divine energy gets the little bubbles? His hand turns into a really uncomfortable flesh balloon. Get popped, and then it makes it like a sound. So this analogy didn't work because you don't see that there was air in it, and now the air is in the rest of the air.
The divine energy has spread since the gods were slain.
Right, they're not in their bubbles anymore, and it makes a thick slosh.
What I was asking when you said I don't understand is where did that divine energy go?
Right, I was trying to tell you where it was, and you didn't get it.
It's everywhere.
It's in the intern. It's the slosh. So I'm little. I'm a minor god. I'm a powerful minor god, but I'm a minor god.
Is that why War hasn't been seen?
Ding ding ding. He disappears, or it disappears.
Oh.
Wait, what?
And then, Anai, you feel that your underwear has tucked right up between your cheeks.
And is the flute stuck in a branch of a tree just ever so slightly out of reach?
Yes.
Bronson, think of it as snow. You walking through the snow in your northern home, you're gonna have to trudge through it.
Am I paying homage to your character?
You'll stay on the ice or on the ground beneath it, but not on the top of the snow itself, right?
Oh, so what you're saying is
the ground is the snow. The ground is where the gods are. The top of the snow is where we are, and the little bunnies and penguins are able to stand on top of the snow rather than having to go through the slosh. But something that is small, like a bunny, can dig its way through and go to both sides. But something larger, like you, is going to have a harder time to work your way through.
Oh, so smaller gods can still move between realms, but big gods like war and death can't.
Not until all of the divine energy has been returned. I say, motioning towards Hope.
Have more difficulty. Not
Have more
can't.
difficulty.
Yeah.
But, or at least not until more of that divine energy is removed. Motioning towards Hope, saying, basically, the farther we go along this quest, the easier it is and more likely we'll come across war. Shouldn't be an issue for a while, but we might have to deal with some of his peons. But until Hope, nature, sun and moon have been returned and restored, I don't think we'll see war return.
What did
He might
Josh
try.
as it?
I saw a smirk. I don't remember exactly what I was saying.
When you
but I
were
saw a smirk.
saying the farther we get on this quest, the harder it'll be.
The more likely we'll see. More
Yeah.
likely we'll be
Dude,
to see
I have
war.
so
That's
many
where the smirk
plans.
Yeah.
Dude, you're still in Tutorial Village.
Right.
Yeah.
And we just met a god, so that's cool.
Mhm.
That's pretty high level Tutorial Village stuff.
No. Dude, have you played Breath of the Wild? By the way, I'm like 10 minutes into Breath of the Wild. But
Do you
I
actually
have
have a
only
Switch now?
ever played
oh yeah, I
maybe
got
an
a
hour of
Switch.
it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
It's great.
'cause my older brother bought one from GameStop and they sent him two.
Oh, that's
Well,
nice.
okay then.
Yeah. And
Breath of the Wild, the greatest game ever made.
oh, Emil, how long have you been here? Yeah. I'll send you the friend code again as soon as I figure it out.
But going back to our game, so we may not have to worry about Lord coming down here. Don't have to run from village, but he's likely to send, like you said, smaller god if he can, if not war priests here.
Well, I think we'll be safe for at least another day.
Synthesis said that there hadn't been a war priest here before, right? They had never managed to break the perimeter.
Sithis has never had a god here, and they haven't had war priests here because they probably have not bothered with Bastion.
I'd also like to point out you did learn that there is an agent of war inside the walls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So let's go figure out that agent of war and see what's going on with him.
Yeah.
And
yeah. If we can take care of that, it'll keep them from letting in a war priest.
But I have a feeling that there is a gut feeling I have that Marriage is not the agent of war. That it might be Councilman Tenbor.
So we're going to go to talk to the man who we think may not be a war priest. He will probably tell us that he is not war priest because that is easier. And then we have to decide which one to kill.
Possibly.
Yeah.
We could also hear what Merritt has to say. No one has seen him in years. That is something we need to keep in mind as we approach. Griswold, how long were you out at sea before you made land? Or do we know that your crew all died on a ship?
I don't think we do.
Or like you spent time adrift yet?
I think you know he spent time adrift.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what you're asking. What is your specific question?
Basically, Anaya's trying to say, hey, look at Griswold. He spent a time alone a sea.
And he's totally normal.
And he's totally normal. So let's talk about that. Like, trying not to say it without saying, like, you're fucking crazy, but, like, also trying to, like, say, this is...
Anai, you do know that Griswold has referred to himself as crazy.
Yes.
which crazy people don't do ever. So
Yeah.
it shows that he's normal.
Right.
Totally.
Tautology or paradoxes are fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, you could just ask me how long was I
Yeah.
alone for, basically, right? Might be an
That's
But your
how
answer is
long
you
were you
weren't alone.
easy. Fair point.
So that's why I would have said, how long were you adrift?
What do you mean? Adrift? Adrift where?
At sea.
Oh, well, let's see. I don't know. I kind of lost track of time. It was like,
How many full moons?
And if I agree to go talk to War Worshipper, will this stop?
Sure.
it was like 6 suns, and then I wasn't adrift, and then I stayed there a while.
Josh, what time of day is it?
It's still early in the morning.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah. Like, this was the first thing we did in the morning. Just
Okay.
come to the grove. Do we want to leave Hope here?
I don't know. I don't think we have to.
I am
we
asking this to
definitely-
Bronson
We
specifically.
should definitely keep track of Hope, whatever we do.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Bronson, did you just not address the fact that Griswold tripped you?
Yeah, that hasn't come up yet at all.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a second.
All right.
Well, if God does come, chances are that we would all die anyway. So might as well not let Hope see all the bloodshed that may happen. I agree to leave Hope with whatever her name is.
The Grove Tenders. They don't have names.
Road Runners.
By the way, did anyone get the flute? Or is it still just like awkwardly just out of reach?
We would have got blue.
I'll get the
Wait
flute.
one more time.
Rorik, I want you to make a straight roll on a d20.
Straight D20.
Yeah.
Anyone got mage hand?
No.
Okay. So this is just how. So this whole conversation is happening, and in the background, it's just Rorik trying to get this flute. So first he tries jumping for it, and like his fingers brush it, but it actually spins it on the branch, so it becomes inaccessible from the side. So then he just walks over to the tree and starts to climb it, and he grabs hold of vines that just fall off the tree, and he falls onto his back, and it like tweaks something, but it doesn't hurt anything. So he like stands up, has to stretch it out. And then just tries to come at another angle. He comes up the other side of the tree, gets up onto the branch, crawls along it, and then the moss on his right side slips, and he completely spins around to underneath the branch. And he's dangling from there, trying to inch along, and then loses his grip and is just hanging from his own feet. And everything falls out of his pockets and his bag, and he's just hanging upside down. And as he pulls himself back up on top, the branch shakes, and the flute just falls out of the tree. All in the background of this heated debate you're
Wait
all having.
into some bear crap.
There
No,
wouldn't
that's where your money fell. Was definitely into some crap. Like,
there wouldn't be poop in the sacred forest.
Nah.
no, but
It does
somehow...
it does fall mouthpiece down into the dirt though.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here, I thought it was like a pan flute.
No, it's a flute.
Pan flutes still have
Like a recorder.
mouth ends and not mouth
I was thinking
ends.
like the...
So I keep saying flute, but I have been picturing a recorder, but it's a flute.
Oh, it's got to be a recorder.
No.
I mean, the god of inconvenience made it, so maybe it is a recorder.
God damn it.
The god of inconvenience influenced it. Didn't make
Gotcha.
it.
Okay.
And then Rorik just kind of falls out of the tree, and again, like lands uncomfortably but doesn't hurt anything. And then picks up all his stuff, and then joins in at the end of the conversation, just looking just crestfallen. Just yeah.
All right, let's go.
So, on our way over, since we talked about Griswold tripping me, Bronson pipes up. Says, well, we're all going to face war, war's followers, etc. together. There's something I should make the rest of you aware of. As I've mentioned, I was priest of passage. And some of you may have asked yourselves, Bronson, if you were priest of passage, how can you be okay with Griswold's 2 undead bodies walking behind him? The answer is, I'm not. But I've told Griswold I let it go out of some sense of pity, and it's just too much. But I've told Griswold that if he tries to raise another body at all, ever, for any reason, I will kill him. The reason I mention this now is because it may be a bad idea to trick a person who's already threatened to kill you.
Why?
Makes them want to kill you a little more.
Sounds like a personal problem.
You're right. It is.
Fighting's fun.
Fight.
You know, makes a lot of sense that someone who wouldn't let someone touch Hope, then leaves Hope with a bunch of people he doesn't even know.
Wait, what did you say?
I said it makes a lot of sense that someone who wouldn't even let someone touch Hope would leave Hope with someone with a bunch of people he doesn't even know.
Yeah, I think Bronson knows there's no point in debating this, so he just kind of gives you a look and doesn't say anything.
So you walk into the abandoned district, and a couple of you recognize where you are. And I believe it was Sundry who noticed there were 2 different. What's up?
How late are we going tonight? It is 9:40.
We can
Is
stop
this going to take more than an hour, or should we just open up with us walking into the abandoned district?
We should open up with us walking to the abandoned district next week.
Cool.
All right.
I just wanted to, before we get too deep into this, like, make sure we set ourselves up.
That brings us to the end of our evening. Thank you for joining us and for meeting my Deus Ex Machina. Get it? Because it's a god?
Yeah, I get it. God in the goddamn machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a god of me.
Who will be played by Amanda intermittently when Amanda feels like doing so, which is fun. Beyond that, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed your time, and we shall see you all next time. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming by the stream tonight.
Stop streaming. Stop.